Hey, dude. Is
Hey, what's up, dude? How's it
there a
going?
delay? Or did it not come through right? I said, hey,
No,
dude,
it
and
came
then
through fine on my end.
like 8 seconds later, you were like, hey, dude. It was like a mean
Oh,
delay.
maybe it's late. It was fine for me.
Oh,
So
okay.
as
All
soon as
right.
you said it, I responded. So maybe it's the at-home delay.
Yeah.
So
So as soon as I said it, yeah, for on my end, and I don't know what the listeners are going to see or hear, but it was definitely a few beats. And it was like getting to the awkward point, like, does he not hear me? But anyways, we're good. You can hear me now, so
yes, I'm like the Verizon guy.
at least you didn't say the subway guy.
Can you hear me now? Hello. Good. Yeah, that stupid guy. No,
Yeah,
I would never be like the
good.
subway. No. Yeah, that Verizon wireless guy, he was a fucking tool, wasn't he?
Well, that's going to be really awkward because we have a guest today.
Good.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I wonder, speaking of that, whatever happened to the Dell guy? Dude, you're getting a Dell.
Oh man, he didn't he get arrested for child porn too?
He might have. I remember, no, I thought it was drugs. He got like heavy into drugs, wasn't it?
One of the two. I knew he got arrested.
Well, Subway guy got the porn, the pedophile porn.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I want to say the Dell guy became a drug addict or something, and then the one I like now is I think it's for is it for Allstate? He's Mayhem.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
guy that he's just everywhere he goes is just destruction.
yeah,
I kind of like not necessarily him, but like the idea of mayhem, the
yeah,
like
yeah,
a character named Mayhem that goes around. I'm not big on Flo. And now Flo's got like all her sidekicks, for the what is she?
yeah,
Progressive, I think is what she does.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like, yeah, some of these like characters for these, you know,
yeah.
companies, it's
Yeah.
interesting. Mascots.
Yeah. Well, I would like to say I started that with insurance because
You
of my
you
hair.
were a company's mascot, or at least you played a character for a company's mascot.
Yeah. Before
I
it was
mean,
Volvo and all those, like they stole it from me.
yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
Well, yeah, you're a hero. What are you drinking?
Dr. Pepper Cherry Zero.
Nice. Zero sugar.
Um,
I'm drinking water. That's all I got here.
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's there's actually some of that in what you're drinking.
Not much, but yeah,
Yeah, not much, but it's in there.
it's in there. Yeah. So,
Nice.
all
All right.
right.
Did you know, like, here's a fun fact. I have no idea what a Dr. Pepper tastes like. I've never had one.
It tastes like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, but what does Dr. Pepper taste like? If you could describe it to me, because
You ever had you had Mr. Pibb?
I've never had a Mr. Pibb.
They
Here,
taste the
you want to know the extent of my I guess like from where I'm from, it's pop. Where I'm at now, it's soda.
Mhm.
Whatever that
No,
genre.
where you're from, it's Coke.
Well, yeah, but they also do soda. It's soda. But yeah, everything's Coke down here. You
Yeah.
can you could pull out a Mountain Dew and it's a Coke. It's
Mhm.
kind of weird. Like, let me get a Coke. Like you realize Coke is Coca-Cola. If
Yeah.
you order a Pepsi, it's a Coke. If you order, whatever you order, it's a Coke down here. It's also soda, though. I think even more south, it starts becoming soda. Up north, where you're from, it's pop. We called it pop.
Yeah.
But anyways, that genre. So other than the weird stuff, remember for a while there, you were bringing over the weird
Yep.
bacon flavored things. I've had those, obviously, but otherwise, I have had um, no pop by itself. Other than when I'm doing a taste test with you, I have always had Coca-Cola with rum.
Okay.
That is my extent. I have tasted root beer one time in a root beer float form, not by itself. And the only solo pop that I have ever drank intentionally, besides when I do a taste test with you, was there was a cream soda root beer something or other that I think I drank like one or two cans of in my entire life.
Well,
It, and just because of it reminded me like of the beer at that Carlisle Brewing in Rockford there, the
yeah.
vanilla. That's what it
Mhm.
reminded me. It was like a vanilla cream root beer. I don't even know who makes it. Bargs or something like that, maybe, but that's it. So that's my extent of tasting pop, soda, whatever. It's essentially Coke.
Well, you never even had Fago.
No, I've never actually tasted Fago.
Oh,
I
okay.
owned bottles of Fago for the novelty of Insane
Yeah.
Clown Posse, but I've never tasted it. I've had them explode on me,
Yeah.
not on me. Well, at a concert, yes, but like I had them explode on a computer at one point. I don't know if the fizz just fucking it got too much for it or something, but yeah, I've never tasted it. Never tasted a Fago.
Man, I was on a Fago kick for a while there.
Is it still super cheap?
Oh yeah.
Is it nice?
Yeah. Yeah, they had I used to love their cotton candy. Cotton candy Fago was good.
Reminds me of the Cotton Candy song by ICB.
Yeah. Yeah. The blue raspberry was good that I used to get from them. Rock hard.
Rock
No,
Hard Rye.
that's a different thing. Um, rockin'
Rock and Rye?
rockin' rye. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's what it was. Rock
That's what
Hard Rye is my porn star name.
that. Yeah, there was so many good ones. I used to run Fago through my pop machine downstairs.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
How did that work? Did you just, because didn't you have to have like a keg? Or not a keg, but you know what I mean? Like
canisters. Yeah,
yeah,
I would buy 2 liters
yeah.
and fill up the canister with the 2 liter, and it'd take like I don't know. I think it was five gallons. So
Wow.
whatever that was in 2 liters,
Yeah,
and hook it up, and it ran some CO2 through the machine, and
that's
I,
awesome.
fountain Fago.
That's badass.
Yeah, I
Like
had five different flavors at one time.
a Fago?
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit that I like. I forgot you actually have a pop machine thing down in your basement. I forgot that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, now speaking of your basement, we should address the fact that you have a different backdrop today.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not in your counseling office.
No, I'm working from home today.
Yeah. So you're doing all like Zoom stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll tell about it today.
but and just so people like, yeah. So you're sitting in your kitchen, I believe, right?
So I'm in the kitchen. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So um I don't know. Just just because if people are watching and they're like they've seen you with a different backdrop. It'd be like if all of a sudden you see me and behind me you see palm trees. It's because I'm in a different location. So we should address it.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
All right. So
And I
uh
did actually say that when we first started too.
did you? I didn't hear it.
I said something about the home edition or home something.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're at
Let's get
home.
some words.
Yep. Let's do words. Here we go. So this will be the last presidential one we do until more presidential stuff comes up.
All right.
So give me a verb, two of them.
Running,
Okay.
voting.
Running and voting. Oh, so I'm gonna adjust those. Oh, we also need two verbs ending in ing. Maybe I should use those for that.
That's what you asked me for.
No, I said verb.
Okay. I thought you said verb ending in ing.
Well, I need two verbs. I need two verbs ending in ing. So I'm going to
I
use
just gave
the,
you, I just gave you two that ended in ing.
yep, I'm going to change those. So now I need two that don't end in ing.
It's two verb.
Yeah.
All right. Lie, 'cause that's a verb that politicians do.
Okay.
And steal.
All right. Now I need three plural nouns.
Constituents, lobbyists, and nuclear bombs.
Ooh, jeez. Okay. Speaking of nuclear bombs, type of building, plural.
Let's go with insurance companies.
Oh boy. This is the Mad Lib that gets us banned. Article of clothing, plural.
Um, prison jumpsuits.
Yeah. Okay. And two adjectives.
Um, slightly and huge.
Huge. All right. Noun.
Single noun,
Yes, sir.
corruption.
Okay. Occupation, plural.
Let's go with Black Hawk pilots.
Jeez.
Oh, too soon?
Not for me. Maybe for the listeners, though. Wow. Celebrity.
Um, I hate this guy, so I'm going to use him. Theo Vaughn.
You don't like him, huh?
I can't stand that fucking guy.
How do you, is it Theo Vaughn, like as in
It's like Van with an O.
VON, right?
VON, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I know who he is. He was at Trump's inauguration. He actually fell off his chair. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see
Theo
that.
Vaughn. Yeah, he was sitting or his chair broke. So he was sitting next to like Jake Paul or one of the Paul brothers and some other people, and like he's sitting there and like his chair breaks and he like falls backwards, and there's people like this is like I don't remember what point of the inauguration, but people were like shh, like because they were making all kinds of fucking noise and shit. So you have to look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so you don't like him?
Right. I don't like him.
No. Is it
He's
is
annoying.
oh, it's not his haircut?
No, I don't give a shit about that. I don't think he's funny, and people think he's fucking hilarious.
Oh wait, is he a comedian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That shows you. I mean, I know who he is. I know he does podcasts, but I've never listened to him. I'm kind of stuck on the hair, like I can't get past the hair. So
Yeah, don't bother watching any of his stand-up on Netflix. It's fucking terrible.
is it? All right. Well, now I'm kind of curious to see
Go
like
ahead. You might
because
like.
there's other things you've told me like, oh, they're not funny at all. And then I watch it and I die laughing. And then I have to like try and explain to you why I think it's funny. And then you're kind of like, I still don't like him, but yeah, I guess I can see that. But I don't think I'm gonna give him a chance though, because just not as interested, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, no.
So, all right. Well, this Mad Lib is ready to be read.
All right.
This is to Trump or not to Trump.
Interesting.
Um, now this is a back and forth between a Dan and a Joe. All right. So I will say who's speaking. I will start by saying, "Oh, this is Dan or this is Joe," right? All right. Uh, so Dan starts it off. Did you really steal for Trump? I had no idea. Joe. Sure. I don't know why everyone acts so slightly when I say that. I even have one of those red prison jumpsuits with his slogan on it.
Mhm.
Dan, doesn't it bother you that he is always voting himself and acts like he's the best corruption in the world? Joe, I think it I think it shows how huge he is. Remember how successful he was in building insurance companies and managing nuclear bombs? Dan, but aren't you worried about him running with foreign countries? Joe, I think foreign Black Hawk pilots will respect his views on lobbyists, and he's much more persuasive than Theo Von.
Mhm.
Dan, well, we should really lie back to work, since we are both constituents in his cabinet.
Nice. That actually worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the prison jumpsuit with his slogan on it.
Yeah, red prison jumpsuits with his slogan on it.
That's
So would
pretty good.
that be "Make America Great Again"?
Yeah.
We need some, you know what? That sounds like a something that liberals would really get behind as a fashion statement.
Oh yeah.
Red prison jumpsuits with "Make America Great Again" on them. Anyways,
Mhm.
so there you go. To Trump or not to Trump? All right.
Ni-
So what's
Nice.
next? Oh, next
Not
is Dear Dave.
bad. Yes. Dear me.
Let's see. I'm going to find a good one here for you. All right. This is the one I'm just grabbing it randomly. I don't even know. I don't even know, Dave.
Okay.
Okay, make it big here so I can read it. There we go. The subject line of this one. I feel like there are cameras watching me.
Ooh.
Okay. Here's the meat of the email. Over the past 2 or so years, my dad has hinted towards watching me in some way. He would come in my room and tell me to, for example, move something from my room that was not there the last time he entered my room. He would yell from across another room at me to go to sleep, even though I was being hella quiet, and he would say he was watching me from somewhere else. That's in from somewhere else is in like air quotes.
Well, it's in a paper, so it can't be air quotes. It's actually quoted.
Well, quoted, yeah. Well, yeah, air quotes for you, Dave. Uh, Today, my dad was rushing me to wake up, and he couldn't see that I was awake. My door was half open, by the way, so I tell him, quoted, instead of yelling at me, come and check if I am awake. I already told you beforehand I woke up, end quote. And he says, quote, just you wait till I send you pictures of me. And then it says, and then it's in italics, unintelligible, but I remember it was something along the lines of watching me from somewhere, end quote. So the italics is not the quote, but they're trying to convey that,
Whatever he said, it was
yeah, they
his thought
couldn't,
was very unintelligible.
yeah, but it was along the lines of watching me from somewhere.
Right.
I have asked my parents beforehand if there are cameras inside, and they have denied. There is another outdoor camera that also records part of my room, although it is not the main focus. However, my blinds are always either half closed, fully closed, or two-thirds of the way closed. So there is no way that he is watching me through that camera. I'm going insane and don't know what to do. I flipped my room upside down trying to find something hidden several times in the past 2 years and nothing. I don't know what to do. Where is he watching me from? Why can't I find anything?
All right. That's a lot to unpack. First of all, that's her dad she's talking about, or his dad,
That's the thing. It's not clear by if this is a male or a female.
but it is their specific dad, not a stepdad, correct?
That's what it says. Because, well,
All
that it says parents, So yes, this is actual father, biological father, I would say.
All right, and we don't know how old the person is, the
Nope,
writer.
there's no, sometimes they put age, sometimes they don't. They usually put like I'm a age and, you know, whatever
Right.
their
All right. So I'm man. Yeah, I would say there's definitely an issue there with dad watching her sleep. I'm gonna say it's a her
okay.
sleep. I have problems with her maybe getting changed or getting dressed. And if she's a teenager, if she's, pleasuring herself and he's watching her, there's a lot of issues there. She says she's gone through the whole room. Odds are she didn't find what she was looking for because she's not looking in the right places. If it's a pinhole camera, it could be in a clock, in the TV, in the outlet, the power outlet, in the wall. Could be in the furniture itself. Like it could be anywhere in there. Could be a nanny cam. Um, my suggestion would be to contact the police and have them deal with it.
Bless you.
Yes, thank you. Because we're talking some child abuse situation there. Yeah, I would definitely contact the local law enforcement to have them come, even if it's just to interrogate the father to find out what's really going on.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion.
So my spidey sense, I'm not convinced that there's a camera at all.
Okay.
I'm just like kind of glazing back over this email. And so to me, what I'm gathering from this is, and I guess this, I'll give you a little thing here. Like, so when my kid was younger, I would always tell him I had an eye in the back of my head. It was
Yeah.
underneath my hair. And so, like, if he was okay, so like if you're driving in the car, let's assume, right? Or whatever, something like that. Like you have a rear view mirror or whatever, and like you can kind of see if they're what they're doing in the back seat a little bit without like, or even say you're in, let's say you're in your house in your living room and or something like that, and you have like a TV and the black screen, you can kind of see a reflection
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Now, a kid isn't probably going to realize that like so while I'm looking the other direction, I'm actually looking in the TV at the reflection and seeing that they're like, doing a cartwheel or something like that, right? And to the kid, they're doing a cartwheel, but my back is turned to them. And when I say stop doing cartwheels to a 6-year old or something, they're probably trying to figure out how would
How
you
would
know
you see
I was doing a
it?
cartwheel? And then when I respond, well, I have an eye on the back of my head. So even when you're horsing around behind me, I can see, right? It's something kind of like, spoiler alert, we say like the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus and things like this, right?
Right.
So it's kind of like a silly white lie or whatever, where you're just kind of horsing around, right? And so it became like a thing where my kid would always try to like he'd poke the back of my head, trying to poke that eye out. And I was like, so then you obviously play into it. It was like a funny thing, right? So where this dad is saying like he would yell from across another room at me, go to sleep, even though I was being hella quiet. I mean, in your like, I guess what I'm wondering here is like your version of hella quiet maybe wasn't actually hella quiet. Maybe it's like he can hear you wrestling through paperwork or not paperwork, but like I don't know. Like I guess I'd had like to know like what were you doing? Were you laying super still in your bed, lights off, everything, or were you like I don't know. And I guess that this one's a hard one because you kind of I'm not convinced there's a camera. I guess. I'm not
The only reason I thought that is because he the letter said something about I'll show you proof or pictures or whatever. The unintelligible part. Read that again.
just you wait till I send you pictures of me, and then it goes into italics. Unintelligible, but I remember it was something along the lines of watching me from somewhere. And then if you go to earlier in the thing, it says he would yell from across another room at me, go to sleep, even though I was being hella quiet, and he would say he was watching me from somewhere else. So what I was alluding to with my little blurb there, my little story was like, if I'm in one part of my house and I can hear my kid playing video games in the other part of the house in his room, I can't see him.
Right.
But if I yell across the house, go to sleep, and he's thinking he's being quiet because he's got headphones on and he's playing his video game, he doesn't realize how loud he's actually being
Right. Right.
because that's always been a thing in the house. We had two boys that play video games that thought they were being super quiet when you can hear them shouting at, you know, in the summer at like midnight. And it's like, I have to go to work. Just because you're off school and you don't have shit to do, I do. So shut the fuck up. So could this be a thing where, let's say this is a girl or boy, whatever, playing video games, headphones on, thinks they're being hella quiet, but they can hear the clicking of the um
Buttons and stuff on your, yeah.
or whatever. And so that's an indicator to a parent. You're obviously not going to sleep. You're obviously up playing a game or something like that. What about like a girl with nails on the phone? You have a
Yeah.
wife who texts, right? Do you not hear the nails click, click, click on the phone when
Well,
they're texting?
she doesn't have nails like most
Okay.
women.
My wife, well, she's had nails and you could always hear the,
Yeah.
the things. So I guess let's look at it from that perspective. If the dad's hearing this from another room, he's it's bedtime, but he's hearing, you know, the click, click, click on a keyboard or on a phone or the video game buttons being pushed or something like that. Yeah, you might think that that's not very loud, but you might have really thin walls or something. Maybe he's got really good hearing. And
Right.
it, I'm not convinced there's a camera. And the only reason I say that now the whole thing with just wait till I send you pictures of me watching you from the other room. To me, it's a no different than me saying, yeah, I have an eye on the back of my head. All it is the parent's smarter than the kid and knows when they're not doing something they should be doing or whatever. The whole thing with the um I was awake and you know he was
Yeah.
rushing to wake up, couldn't see that they were actually awake. So then they go, my door was half open. I tell them instead of yelling at me, come and check, see if I'm already awake. Well, maybe there's a history here where he said, all right, it's time to get up. And 10 minutes later, he's got to go back and say, all right, it's time to get up because you're still sleeping. And this one time you were actually awake. Well, he's just going through the routine because typically you have shown that you don't get up on the first yell of get up. So he's just going through routine. You're assuming. So if he knew you were awake because he's got cameras in there, then why the fuck did he yell wake up a second or third time? So this is why I don't think there's a camera because it's not proving to me that there's a camera or that scenario wouldn't have happened. Literally based on her actual his or her quote. Instead of yelling at me, come and check if I am awake. Let me read the whole thing again and apply that. Today, my dad was rushing me to wake up, and he couldn't see that I was awake. My door was half open, so I tell him instead of yelling at me, come and check if I am awake. I already told you before I woke up. And he says, just you wait. I'll send pictures, whatever. So why would he say, get up, get up, get up? Or I mean, we're assuming that he was rushing this person to wake up. If she or he was awake, he would know that they were awake, and therefore the rushing of waking up wouldn't be a thing because they already
Right.
knew they were awake. So if there's a camera, you see what I'm saying? It kind of
Well,
like,
and it depends on where, because it did say that he couldn't see me this time or something like that, right?
I'm trying to see here. Um, the whole thing with the blinds. Um, he would come in my room and tell me to, for example, move something from my room that was not there the last time he entered my room. He would yell across another room for me to go to sleep, even though I was being quiet. And he would say he was watching me from somewhere else. So this tells me that line is that go to sleep, even though whatever they're trying to figure out how do you know that I'm not asleep? And once again, it's being smarter than your kid as a parent. You can hear the click, click, click of the phone or the gaming system, whatever.
Right, right,
As a parent, you know they're not asleep. They don't see how that you could possibly hear this noise that you might be able to hear. You know what I mean? Same thing
right,
with like I can look in a fucking reflection of a TV and see what's going on behind me, but that kid doesn't hasn't figured out that that's a thing yet. So they
right,
think it somehow you have some magic ability to do whatever. It's just a trick because you know something that they don't, right?
right, right.
I don't think there's cameras in this person's room.
Oh, there might not be. I was taking it. I always like to take the stance of, all right, well, what they're saying is like validating their thoughts,
Yeah,
because that's what I do a lot is validating them. Because to them, the threat is very, very real. We just have
but
to
I'm
figure out.
not devalidating. What I'm doing is trying to bring some reality to this person's situation.
Right,
Is
right.
let's assume there isn't cameras.
Hmm.
That if it's time for bed, go to bed.
Right,
Don't try to defy. Don't try and figure out. And you know, if you want to test this theory if there's a camera or not, I don't want to say do something you're not supposed to do in your room and see if they catch you, but like I don't know, how would you test this theory? Because to me, going and calling authorities, I mean, unless this is a situation where there's suspicion of a, well, I'm diddling myself and he's watching and he's made comments about, but none of that is in this email. So
right,
if there was that, yes, I'm agreeing. I'm 95% sure there's no camera in this room. I think I'm not getting anything out of this email that tells me there's cameras in that room. It's intuition of a parent that knows um the kind of actions this person's son
yeah,
or daughter does and knows what is probably going on without needing to fucking stand there and see it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. It makes sense.
That's my thoughts on this. So obviously you're the counselor. So you went with your thing. I threw out my thing. If I'll give my opinion, you can give the final hurrah to this thing. The ultimate question is, where is he watching me from? Why can't I find anything? He has intuition. He knows, just like Santa Claus, he knows if you've been good or bad. He knows if you've been sleeping, whatever, because that's a parent's intuition. They know. They're gonna know. Like you might be able to get away with some things, but parents know. So, is there a camera? Is there not a camera? If there is a camera, I don't know. For one, how old are you? Because maybe you can answer to this, Dave. Is there some level of like privacy that a 8-year-old should have as opposed to a 16-year-old? You know what I mean? Like, should you be putting a camera in your kid's room? I don't know. We do it when they're infants
Right,
for a reason. So, now to be surreptitious about it and hide it, but if you have a history of like drug usage or something like that, and they're trying to make sure that's not happening, to be fair, if you're 16 or 10 living in their house, but you smoke and they just need to prove it. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's their house. They're the parents if, you know, and yeah, if you're telling the kid, well, I'm putting a camera in your room, then maybe that's if they literally say that, it'd probably be a deterrent for you to not do this shit. I don't know. To me, there's methods that parents use to like try and control, prevent, things like that. And
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's anything surreptitious going on. I feel like this is someone that might be a little paranoid because they can't figure out how dad is figuring certain things out. And if there is an actual camera, yes, maybe that needs to be discussed. But we also need to know maybe from the parent as to why is their cameras placed, because then we could have a better understanding as to what the motivation is here. If it's to be weird and creepy, then yes, there's an issue. If it's because there's a history with this child or person doing illegal stuff in their room, then I'm all for it. To me, we got to know more about the context of the
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
All right, that's my end. You can go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, there could be, there could be some stuff to it. I think this is one of those ones that, yeah, we need a lot more backstory and context of what's really going on. Is there more to the story than what we're hearing? Absolutely. And so I would say I would talk to the mother and and go that route before I go to the police and say, hey, dad's doing this. I'm kind of creeped out. Like, what the fuck's the deal? Mom should at least open up to the kid and say, yeah, there is a camera. No, there isn't. This is how he knows. This is how he doesn't know. And go from there.
Yeah,
You know, until we get more information, there's not much we can do for him.
yeah, yeah. We
I would
need more.
say if you're old enough to diddle yourself, maybe don't do it in your bedroom because he may be watching.
Yeah.
You know, do that in your bathroom when there's my cameras are in your bathroom. So, uh, yeah. Other than that, yeah. So
Yeah. That was an odd one.
it
Yeah,
was,
we definitely needed more information for this one.
yeah.
Not getting the camera vibes though. Not at all. And that's
No,
just me. Like, I don't know. I could be completely wrong here, but more context would help, you know.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Okay. So, conspiracy corner.
Yes.
So, let's see. You've sent some things over. Um, let me get, let me share the screen here so everybody can watch. All right. There's that. So, you can see everything, right?
Yep.
All right. We're going to go with Britney Spears claims she's moved to Mexico.
Sure a why
Can you hear it? Or could you
Yeah.
hear it? Okay. I just want to make
Yep.
sure.
paparazzi has me going on a plane looking like I'm wearing a Jason mask. It doesn't even look like me. I don't know. I have a torch in my hand, honestly. I think my friend accidentally gave that to me. Anyways, it's my birthday. I'm not turning 42. I'm turning 5 this year. I'm turning 5 years old. And I have to go to kindergarten tomorrow. Baby strawberry, a very, very cute baby cake. But my friend, it really kind of hurts my feelings that the paparazzi make my face look like I'm wearing like a white Jason mask. Um,
So the video started over, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh man. All
She's
right.
only 5. She's going to kindergarten.
So
Um,
I'm gonna, uh, let's see. I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. So it's back to us, right?
yeah.
This Britney Spears thing, this isn't like new. Like the 5-year-old part is new, but like Britney
Yeah,
Spears going through this like tornado of mental health weird issues publicly is it's so weird. It's been going on for a while, ever since
yeah.
her conservatorship for sure was like over with. The the dancing on Instagram and all this, like literally with basically nothing on. Like
Too much, yeah.
and not that there's a problem with that because there's obviously the content creators that's what they do. So the fact that but it's weird. It's like it doesn't feel like it's um I'm a content creator and doing this for my fans. It feels like somebody that's gone crazy
Mhm.
and has nobody to help her. That's what
She
it
looks
feels like.
possessed when she dances. She looks possessed.
Well, and it's weird. It's very like, I don't want to sit here and like bash her dance style or whatever, but it just has a off feel to it. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like normal, I guess would be the way to say it maybe. And then now she's actually turned 43, but she says in the video, I'm not turning 42, I'm turning 5. She doesn't even have the right age
Right.
in either aspect, you know. Um, and you remember when she was doing when she was in her conservatorship and she would like be talking to the camera and she would blink, but there'd be like help me and
Yeah.
stuff on her like eyelids and weird shit like that. Like, and everybody was like, that became like a big thing, and that's kind of helped her get out of the conservatorship
Hmm.
because and I honestly think there was something wrong within her conservatorship,
Oh yeah.
but I don't know if she should be out on her own, just whatever, being nutty. But then again, we can say that about a lot of people. There's a lot of people just roaming the streets that are nutty, not getting the help that they need, and they're allowed to do that. So I guess in that respect, why can't she just do this shit? And what if it is just an act? Like, what if she's just like, well, I'm gonna play baby now, so I'm a 5-year old, and yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
did this continue on? Like, was this, you know what I mean? Like, is she doing Instagram stuff now where she's playing baby, or is she back to being a 43-year-old former pop star? You know what I mean?
Well, as far as I know, she's still just doing the dancing craziness that she's doing,
So
you
she's
know?
not a 5-year-old in any video after this one, probably.
Not that I've seen.
Let's let me pull it up. Let's go to okay. Let me pull up the main. Once I get it pulled up, I will Britney Spears. Why is there so many with blue check marks?
I don't know, but she's only got one.
It's got to be, oh, it's the one with 41 million followers. She's got her name as Zyla Maria River Red.
Yeah, River Red is,
What is that?
I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna go back to share screen so we can all look at it. Okay, so we're not following her, at least not on uh this page here. All right, there you go. Now you can see it, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, this whole like where she's like rolls around in the on the beach, but there's ones where she's like completely like no clothes on. And I don't know, it's kind of interesting some of these other posts that she's done. dancing ones. Like this is probably one of those weird dancing ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
She always pulls her fucking shit down all the way.
when yeah,
Like,
well, it's like yeah, and why? Like nothing against her being her age and doing that, but if you're 5 years old,
yeah,
according
that's
to
a problem.
your post, you sure as hell shouldn't be doing this as a 5-year-old. So, and like I
Right.
said, I don't know, I don't get it. There's something weird about her, and I'm sure she's been messed up. I don't know how many Diddy parties she went to, but she's been goofed up, and I do think that was part of it. This is the most clothes I've ever seen on her for one of these dance videos.
Yeah, that is a lot.
But like typically you would do this and you would like I don't know, look at the shoe is not strapped. It
Hmm.
feels very like undone, unlike I don't know. I don't know the words. What's the
Is that her
conspiracy here?
bathroom?
There's something going on with her. That's all I know. And I don't know.
That's the thing. There's so much going wrong with her that I don't even know where to start, man. Like, what the fuck is that all about?
So this looks like I just try like that's a really fat baby hand.
Yeah.
She posts weird stuff. Like, you know what I feel like when I look at her Instagram page here is this is a like every single one of these posts, there's there's some hidden message here or something like that is what I get. I get this feeling of like every single one of these dance videos, she's like trying to convey a message like when she used to put the stuff on her eyelids. Each
Yeah.
one of these things, like something means something in this for like to tell us a message. Like it's almost maybe not, maybe not at all, but it's so discombobulated.
Okay. It's very,
I don't know.
it is. And it'll scroll back up little bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. So like here. So she's in the pink or the yellow bikini right there, right?
Yeah,
And she looks normal. And you look at her in like the white dress to the left on the top there. She does not look normal. Like her makeup's different, and she just looks fucking all fucked up.
it's somebody that has a there's not all the wires are connected. I don't know how to say it nicely. There's something I don't know though. I'm not it's like part of her childhood was taken from her. Like her like I'm gonna be sexy in my 20s was taken from her. So she's trying to live that out now that she's in her 40s. And that's what she's doing. Because like did her kids have anything to do with her, or they did somehow Kevin Federline get custody of these kids, which only goes to say something like clearly they don't think she's stable enough as a parent, but I never see like her doing anything with her kids. Look, his entire Instagram account is
Yeah.
weird pictures of like odd
Isn't
things.
she remarried again too?
I thought, and then I thought she also got divorced again. So like it's just a here's a guy's foot. Like it is her dancing, then it's like weird stuff, like a bag of cheese. Like it's the most odd.
Yeah,
Instagram, I she's an interesting case study. You know what I mean? I've
I'd pay money to sit in a room with her and ask her questions and try and help her.
well, yeah, I just try to
You know what I mean?
understand her. Like this one here. This is the shit I was talking about. Like, there's nothing on. And what are we doing? Like, it, I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess let's try and understand. So people will be here. I'll stop sharing. We'll go back to us for a second. I get the whole I'm free with my body, this whole like hippie kind of feel or whatever. I really think there's like we're gonna find out that she's screaming for help through the post that she's putting. It's whether or not somebody can figure it all out. It's like a coded cry for help in every single thing she posts. I bet you could figure it out. At some point it's going to happen. I'm just going to put that prediction out there right now. We're all going to look back when it's too late, and we're going to go back and look at all these posts and be like, why didn't we see it? It's right there, and it's like a coded thing, and she was just crying for help. She needs somebody to help her. Or remember the weird kid way back
Yeah.
like 20 years ago, Britney, the crying kid or whatever. You
Leave
know,
Britney alone. All that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
whole thing. And she had had that incident where she shaved her head and was taking the umbrella and smashing it into the car window and all this stuff. And so there's definitely something going on with her. And it also, I get the feeling that, like I said before, there's a part of her younger days that she has lost because she's a performer and she was constantly touring and all this. She like kind of like Michael Jackson. His whole childhood, he didn't get to sit and play with kids his age because his like the Jackson Five, they were like that was it. They were that, and then he went from that into being adult and went solo and all this stuff. So then when he got fucking money, oh, he wanted to be a kid. Like he never got to be a kid. He wants to be a kid. I feel like she never got
Right.
to really experience her 20s and be that like, oh, because you in your 20s you get that out. I'm gonna be the fucking girl that's, oh, I'm gonna go dance and do all this stupid shit online and whatever. And she didn't get to do that because she was in a conservatorship and was
Right.
performing and stuck doing what she was told she had to do in order to make this money to pay for this shit, whatever. And now that she's not in that anymore and she has nobody controlling her, she's going to go back and relive those 20s, except now she's 40s. So it's that's something like that, I think. And I think she is crying for help, but she doesn't know how to do it. And she doesn't, but it's coded. It's coded in there somehow. We're all going to see. It's my theory.
Right.
I could be wrong, but at some point in the future, we're all
It's
going to
well,
see.
it's been how many years? You know what I mean? It's been ongoing for so many fucking years. That's the thing. It
Yeah,
just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
yeah,
Every time she posts something, it's strange. You
it
know,
is. That's what I'm saying. I swear there's like this whole 5-year-old thing, and who knows, dude? It could literally just be that she's like, well, I'm kind of like, okay, here's an example. You're gonna experiment with a new voice today because you're an actor. So I'm gonna be British today or whatever, you know what I mean? And you're just she's experimenting with being a 5-year-old or something. Like it could be as simple as that, or it could be that mentally she's like schizophrenic, and some days she wakes up and she's a 5-year-old. Who
yeah,
knows, dude? Like, without literally taking her on as a like client and really digging in, I don't think we could ever really fully know. I can tell you one thing. her antics drive people to her to see what she's going to do next.
Oh yeah.
In some respect,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
it's just the greatest marketing scheme that's ever been played. It's she's convinced everybody she's out of her mind and gonna do wacky shit, and you just never know when a titty's gonna pop out on her Instagram. So everybody's gonna go watch, you know? It's like, who knows? Maybe that's all it is.
And hopefully that titty
Hmm.
could be.
When you can literally just Google because there's paparazzi pictures
Yeah.
of her standing on a balcony with everything hanging out. So those of you listeners and viewers that didn't
Right.
know that, you'll be
Right.
Googling that now. But anyways, um, should we jump into another one? There was like two or
Yeah.
three we wanted
Let
to
me
hit.
delete that.
Yeah, you can get rid of that one. I'm gonna
Yeah. Get that
share
next one.
this.
Next one. Next
I'm gonna
one.
sh-
Pick.
All right. I shared the screen back. All right. So get rid of that. Let's see here. It's the stairwell illusion. It's one of the
Yeah.
hardest to understand. Yes. So I have seen stuff like this before.
It's crazy.
So is it a video or is it just a it says there's audio, but I don't hear
Yeah. It's
any.
a video.
Here we are in the
Right.
Escherian Stairwell. Located in Building 7, one of the first structures put up when RIP made the move downtown Rochester, suburban area. Stairwell, designed by Filipino architect Rafael Nelson of Uganda, was built in 1968 and has been wowing RIT students since.
See that shit, man?
I do.
So she goes
And the
upstairs.
camera goes with her. And when they turn,
Yep.
the guy's standing there, right?
Yeah.
And she's right back where she started.
Yeah. And she's running down the stairs and she comes up there.
Are in the Escherian Stairwell. Located in Building 7, one of the first
All right.
structures RIT made.
Yeah.
So
It's fucking weird.
how do other than like my mind first goes to tricks of editing, right?
Right.
So because we've made movies, we understand that how you can film something and edit things and make this look like a thing, but it has to be a camera trick. And then there's no physical way that it can be a real thing unless it's perception where you're going, it feels like you're going upstairs, but you're actually going like straight. You know those rooms where like if you where you look through the little window and two people are in that room, one person's in one corner, one person's in the other, but one feels like they're giant and the other feels like they're really small. And all it
Mm-hmm.
is because the shape of the room gives you this illusion of kind of like what think Willy Wonka in some
Yeah.
of those weird things that he had in that house or whatever. Um, things like that. But this isn't that. This is the trick of the camera. There has to be. Or when he or she is either going up the stairs or whatever, it's actually not. It's actually a like the steps are a painted illusion or something where it's actually just a floor, like a level floor where you go around the wall. But I don't know, dude. It'd have to be a because that's what's you're literally going up with the camera, turn the corner, go up with the camera, and then that guy's there. And then she turns around and runs back down, and she's at the top of the stairs, even though the camera guy this time hasn't moved.
Right.
You could do this if filming and edit and make it do the exact same thing. We could literally do this. We could film this, right?
Okay.
And edit it to give the same result, right? We could.
Right.
It's got to be done just right. For there to be the let's see. So we're still sharing. So you see the picture here, right?
Yeah.
So you would go up those stairs and then you hear and you go up these stairs, and you're just keep doing this same loop. So one of these has to actually be so that they're both going the same, essentially. One they're both going up, but it looks as though one's going down. You see what maybe that didn't come out right.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
No, that makes
both have
sense.
to be going either up or down. You're either going up or you're going down. But the illusion makes you think one's going up and one's going down, right? That makes sense.
Hmm.
And that's the only way you could do this is it's an illusion of how it's so like if you're looking down a hallway, it's like a really, really long hallway.
Even your long fucking hallways.
Well, think about it. If you're standing there and you know the hallway is say 4 feet wide, and the further away you look, it looks like it's getting smaller and smaller the further away it is, right? It's like
Yeah.
our perception of things, right? So it's a perception thing. And that's what's happening here. It's like the illusion that somehow you're going up, but you're actually not going up, you're going straight. But it
Mm.
looks like you're going up because of how it has been built or something like that. Without being physically there to like see it,
Right. That's the thing.
I couldn't, but it's something like that. It has to be, or it's a camera trick. That's it. I mean, those are your options.
Yeah, I
You
was trying to see if where he's going right now, if there's actually two railings or just one, because there's two on the other set.
All right, let's play it.
Process. Suburban area.
Looks like there's one.
Designed by architect Raphael Nelson of Uganda, was built in 1968 and has been wowing RIT students ever since.
Well, there is two, or at
There
least
is
there's
two.
two there. Okay. When, hang on.
Are in the Escherian Stairwell.
I want to watch it one more time.
Structures, RIT made the move downtown Rochester, suburban area. Stairwell, designed by Filipino architect Raphael Nelson of Uganda, was built in 1968 and has been wowing RIT students ever since.
All right. So I have to go there and actually like be there
Yeah, I know. It's wild.
but I at this moment, beyond what I've already kind of described as going on, I have to stick with that because there's nothing else about. So it says here in the thing, although the creators edited the viral video slightly for dramatic effect, the illusion itself is still real, allowing viewers to experience an endless ascent or descent. This captivating design plays with our perception, challenging what we believe about space and structure. So it's a perception thing. So
Hmm.
what feels like you're either going up or going down, you're actually not, or
Well,
something.
and looking, I've been trying to look at like just the diagram that they have drawn here. It's almost like it's the flat surface is like sloped up or down too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But to get that slope to the where the person doesn't feel that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And
know that's
that's
the
that's
problem.
the equivalent of a staircase. It's like what, 10 feet? You
Yeah,
would know that you're on a 10-foot slope now, you know?
right, right.
So I want to Google. All right, so we're back over here now, right? Oh wait, let me stop sharing the screen. So we're back here. I want to Google something real quick while we're and see if we can get an explanation of how this works. All right, now let me go back to screen share and I will see it.
Not yet.
Should see it now.
Yep.
Okay. So let's play one of these videos and see if it. I don't think there's any sound. Should be. So how do you get the feeling that you're going up when you're not actually going up? Like, shouldn't your muscles in your legs feel that?
Right.
But see, this is all just, hmm, this video doesn't really, like, I don't hear anything, so I don't know how.
No, you're just walking around in a circle.
Yeah, so that doesn't really do us any good. So, so this is the longer version of that. Let's see. Maybe they explain it.
Here we are in the Escherian Stairwell. Located in Building 7, one of the first structures put up when RIT made the move from downtown Rochester to suburban Henrietta. The stairwell, designed by Filipino architect Rafael Nelson of Aganda, was built in 1968 and has been wowing RIT students ever since. One of the coolest things is bringing people here and watching them experience it for the first time. Today we are here with Rosie. Am I saying that correctly? Yeah. Okay. And you are a grad student in what program?
Yeah, exactly. Program?
Yeah.
Free media.
Okay, so have you been here before, the stairwell?
This area?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Have you heard about it?
No,
No.
never.
Okay. Never. Okay.
Never.
But what I want you to do is just walk up the stairs and wait for me on the next floor.
Just go up.
Go on up. There you go.
That's it?
That's it. Keep walking. Keep stop.
And I got an idea. What if he's got a twin?
Well, that's what someone said in the other comments. But keep playing because I want to see something too.
Yeah.
Okay. So when she went up the stairs,
Here, now pause
there
it.
were there were the three things on the wall. Um, so I think everything lines up as far as that goes.
Okay. So like the next part of this video, according to like we're on the share screen here, it says explanation of how it works. So I'm very curious how they're gonna explain how this works, right? This is where the other video ended. So now we're gonna see the rest of the video.
So that you can see that each step is a flat surface parallel to the ground, and that you are actually ascending or descending the stairs, and that they are not somehow canted or tilted. Try doing it with a glass of water in your hand. Hi, Rosie.
My wife went to RIT here, and graduated in 2002, and she mentioned it to us, so I appreciate it's more of an art.
Just an architectural trick, that's all.
Same, it's like
I don't know. Like I just get really confused every time I do it, but it's kept asking where the class was, and I kept pointing them towards the staircase. I would tell them to, go up a couple flights and everything, come back out, and then you should be at your classroom. And they were freaked out. Like they got pretty upset with me, but then they realized how cool I was after. So they're still my friends, I guess.
Not really showing us how explaining anything better.
And we'll see.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah.
Once they got old enough, then the kids could enjoy it. They've had a good time.
Right.
Hey, sir, what's your name? Hey, wait, you're your family? Yeah, where you from? You live here? Okay, no. I like that, okay. You don't have a brother, do you? No. Okay, just me. Okay, well, I will see you downstairs then, all right?
Oh, that's kind of neat because everyone's standing there. That one's interesting.
All right. So I'm baffled. Not baffled. They're still like, it's one or the other. It's either everybody's in on this in terms of
We just
like
got to find out.
we gotta do what? What'd you say?
We just got to find out where it is and go there.
Yeah.
We got to find out where it is and go there.
Yeah. I heard the second time. Um, it's
All
weird.
right.
It's really weird. Like I'm still right. It's either it's a perception. It's like it's all level. Even though there's steps, it's somehow it's all level. And
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but it does. You know what I mean? Like I wish there was better like a video that actually fucking explains it. Like show us how you built it so that
Right. Right.
that would be helpful. Okay, so let me read this thing here. It says the Escherian Stairwell is a viral video based on the Penrose Stairs illusion. It appears to be a cyclic stairwell where someone walking in either direction will end up where they started. However, in reality, the Escherian Stairwell is a carefully planned and executed hoax and does not exist. The concept is inspired by the work of artist M.C. Escher, who created images of impossible architectural structures. The phenomenon is also known as Penrose steps, where stairs make four 90-degree turns as they ascend or descend, forming a continuous loop. So, according to that, it's a hoax.
Interesting.
So, I don't
I don't
know.
know. It could be. That's why I said it because it's conspiracy corner, man.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
All right, so since we're talking about like weird like things, let's let's do one more. Um and it's with a cat that it seems to, so we've seen other videos like this. Um where like birds are like frozen in like the air and shit like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you should be able to see the screen, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to delete the other one.
All right. Well, anyways, while you're doing that, I'm gonna play the video of this one. This is where the cat is like frozen. See, nobody touches it.
Nope.
And if you now watch the tail, the cat's tail specifically.
Yes, it does move.
See, it's twitching. See it twitch, the tail.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then here comes another cat. And then it's like this cat all of a sudden gets frozen in place. It's like, what are you looking at, dude? Oh, frozen. And now that cat's stuck.
Yeah.
Here's my main problem with this video is I'm going to stop the share and bring it back to us. Here's my main problem with the video is that you don't ever get to see what they're looking at.
Right.
And just off camera could be a giant baboon or something that they're like, what is that? You know what I mean? And the fact that the tail's twitching means it's not frozen. It's not a glitch in the matrix, which is what everybody's saying. This one, without showing me panning over and let me see that there's nothing over there that would terrify a cat or bring a cat to a halt, where it's like, because I've seen cats just like stop and like stare at something, right? That's what they do when they're hunting a mouse. They'll like stop. They don't move because they want to pounce on that thing,
Right.
right? So that's what's happening there. There's something that's the second cat that kind of waddles in doesn't see it first and then's like, oh shit. And then they both do it. But the tails twitch, and that the twitching of the tail is like a thing that like cats do when they're like concentrating. I've had cats.
Right.
So that's a thing. It's not like a glitch or the tail wouldn't be moving. Now the videos with the birds that are like stuck mid-flight and the person takes the camera
Yeah.
underneath it. They're like going all around and you don't see anything. Now I've heard people say, "Oh, well, it's because there's a string holding it. It's actually like not a real bird or it's a, whatever." And that could be, but some of those are a little better done. You've seen the thing where like if you're moving in a car and the plane looks like it's not moving, but it's actually moving at the exact same, like not
Yeah.
the same speed, but the same kind of, it's a perception thing. You know what I mean? Um, if you're moving one way
Yeah.
and it's moving the other way and you're at kind of the same speed's not the right word, but like pace, it looks as though one's not moving. Um, and it's just a perception thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know about
It's
this
just an
cat.
optical illusion.
Yeah, exactly. This cat's looking at something that has caused it to pause itself. It's definitely not a glitch in the matrix. It's not that I'm
Interesting.
discrediting the whole matrix idea here and that we're in that, but that's not what that is. So, yeah. Anyways, go ahead and get rid of that one and we'll move on to what's the next thing we do? Oh, let's see. How long we've been going? I don't know. It's been like what?
A
Has it
while.
has it been an hour? I don't remember what time we started,
Yeah.
but um
Yeah.
I never did my rant from last week. I can do that.
Oh, I know.
But then we have to squeeze in your meditation moment after that. Um and I do have a what you watching stuff. Have you watched anything?
I've watched a few things. Yeah.
Um
I'm always watching stuff. You know that.
yeah, I tend to not, but I actually went and saw a movie, so I think let's jump into that quick and
Okay.
I'll just do the one movie I saw since I don't get to do these very often. It'll be mostly you. Um, so let's see. Let me pull it up and then I'll share the screen. And if you want to throw one in, you can. All right. So let me share the screen so
Yeah.
you can
Well,
see. So we went and saw a movie Friday night called Valiant One. Have you heard of this?
I have not.
Okay, so it you can read it here. With tensions between North and South Korea, a U.S. helicopter crashes on the North Korean side. Now the survivors must work together to protect a civilian tech specialist and find their way out without the help of U.S. military support. So basically, um, they've got these like little tracker things that are in the ground in South Korea. The U.S. military does to track like movement within the ground or under the ground, right? And one of these signals went out.
Okay.
So they have this, you know, team of like army personnel. The main guy that you see in all these like clips here, the main guy, that guy looking at the map, and then that other guy not wearing military fatigues, that guy, he's like the guy that's going to
Yeah.
repair. He's kind of the contractor. So they fly out to where this is, do whatever. They're going to fix it. Well, then like a storm comes in or is like coming in, so they gotta, pull the plug on this whole operation, right? And quick run back to the helicopter, and as they're like taking off, the storm hits, and somehow it sends them across the border into North Korea into like a wooded area, right? And that's basically the setup of this film. So you've got that guy, he's the highest ranking member of that group. And apparently, in the military, if you're the highest rank, you are now in charge. The other higher ranking people, spoiler alert, die in the helicopter crash. So he has now he's like a tech guy, he's in the military, but he's a computer guy, right? He's
Right.
only
Right.
there because somebody was sick or something like that, and they needed him to go in place of this other guy. That's kind of part of the setup, right? So he doesn't know
Okay.
anything about leading a group or whatever, and that's kind of like part of the challenge that they have to overcome is that he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's the highest ranking officer, so he has to lead them. And you're in
Got it.
enemy
Right.
territory where they can't rescue you. The U.S. can't rescue them in North Korea because that would technically, if they entered North Korea, it would start a war. And what they're trying to do
Right.
is
Right.
they're in North Korea, so they're already hoping that they didn't start a war. And you know what I mean? So it was pretty good. There were some really intense moments. It
Mhm.
really like
Was it good?
yeah, it was good. It sucked you in. Like some of those tense moments. I don't think it was a high budget movie, meaning I don't think they spent a shit ton of money on it, but it was pretty good. Um, Kind of surprised my wife actually wanted to go see it. I told her I wanted to go see
Yeah,
it.
that's surprising.
Um, I was trying to see, sometimes they put like what they spent. Yeah, so far it's grossed only 260,000. Some of that's my money.
Wow.
So, um, but
There you go.
out of the like four theaters that are local, only one of them had this movie. So it's not like it's getting a super wide release, and I don't know why that is, but if it's in your area, that you, Dave, or listeners or viewers, go check it out. If you're into like kind of this military
War
type,
movie type.
like
Yeah.
like the whole 13 hours, the Benghazi thing, it's
Yeah.
like that without as much shooting. It's it'll keep you on the edge of your seat.
Okay.
And there's like really no like major actor in this movie. That could be the other reason. Like, you know, it's all people I've never heard of before. So, but it's filmed
Some
well.
of them look familiar to me.
Do they? Okay. Well, to me,
Yeah.
nobody looked familiar. Um, but it was pretty good. I would
Okay.
recommend it if you if it's gets a wider release or whatever. So yeah, that's what I saw. That's what I've been watching. How about you? Do one. Pick your favorite.
Well, we watched Homestead.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was good.
Yeah.
Not what I expected at all.
No. So what was the this is the one that
Um,
kind of was
looking at the time
getting
thinking,
churchy, right?
no, 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 no. I was thinking it was more going to be like a almost kind of like a Yellowstone like vibe to it. Like a that's what I thought. I thought it was like Homestead, going to be like all about this farm and protecting their farm and shit. No, it's like fucking apocalyptic fucking preppers type shit.
Okay.
Like I didn't expect at all.
But
Um,
this was the one that the people were like there's people, remember we talked about this a few weeks ago where people were, oh, it's got all these like Christian undertones, and they're like, remember we talked about this about like we were
yeah,
suspecting that maybe it was like they were topped halfway through the movie and donate to our uh, Christian Foundation church thing or something like that. Based on some of the
yeah.
comments that I had read about this movie, that's what it implied. So you would say that was like that at all, or no?
No, I didn't think it was that. I mean, it wasn't super churchy until like the last 5 minutes,
Okay.
you know. Um, but it definitely so they made a series also
Oh,
that they're releasing on Angel Studios right now. So I can watch the first 3 episodes of the series, which takes place right after the movie. So that's something we probably will do the next couple of days, because it was really good. Um, as a nail biter, it parts, you know. Um, um, there's a lot of I think you'd like it.
okay.
And then the other one was Moana 2.
Oh.
And I'm going to say this, and this is all I'm going to say about it. I watched it. That's pretty much all it gets from me.
So let me ask you this. Were the songs catchy? Oh,
No,
no? Okay.
to me,
All
like it
right.
didn't need to happen.
Gotcha. Um, well, I
Yeah,
never saw the first one and I'm not gonna see the second.
and the good thing is like it wasn't like majorly hyped up to me like a lot of other shit is. And I went into it with I don't granted I was watched it, so they're part of that. It wasn't really anything to write home about,
Yeah.
you know.
All right.
But if you're bored and want something to do, it is on my hoodie.
Yeah, not definitely not gonna check that one out, but I'll check Homestead out because I want to see that. Um, yeah, and if Valiant One becomes a
Those are the only two main ones because like
oh, go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say because I was sick, I haven't really done much.
Gotcha. Yeah. I figured you would have watched a lot of stuff, but that's okay.
I fell asleep watching a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, we don't have time to
Yeah.
watch or to talk about all of it. Save some of that for next episode.
No.
But so wait,
Yeah, for
did
sure.
you go with kids to see this or did you watch this just you and the wife?
I watched it at home with me and my wife.
Okay, no kids. Like
No
no
kids.
grandkids,
No.
nothing. Okay. I
No,
just
no.
trying to understand the kind of because I would never sit and watch this unless I had like a kid that wanted to watch it in the first place.
Uh, my wife wanted to watch it,
Gotcha.
and since we didn't take the kids to the theater to see it, I said, "Well, it's on Vudu. I can get it right now."
Yeah.
So I
Is
got it on Vudu and watched it.
so you saw the first one though, right?
Yeah, first one was good. I liked the first one.
Okay. I haven't seen either one, so all right.
Oh, okay.
But then I'm not gonna see. I'm probably not gonna watch either one. I think Moana, the first one came out when I was striking against The Rock, where I wouldn't go watch his
Yeah,
movies. And because he's in that, he's in the second one too, I assume, right?
that is correct. Yes.
Yeah, so but not necessarily striking against The Rock anymore. But I'm just not gonna go back and watch the first one,
Are
and
you
I'm not gonna watch the second one.
are you
So
striking it paper now?
am I? Oh yeah, no scissors.
Scissors? Okay. Yeah.
Specifically scissors now. Yeah. No,
Yeah. Well, usually it's rock, paper, scissors, so that's why I figured you went with papers.
no, I'm still cool with paper.
All right,
It's
cool.
scissors that I got a problem with at this point. That was a
Yeah,
clever.
as long as you don't run with them, you're all right.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm striking against them. So, all
Makes sense. Makes sense.
right. Um, well, should I do my rant? Do I have time to squeeze my rant in
I don't know. You can squeeze it in, and we can go long today.
a little bit longer?
Yeah.
Um, no, let's not. Let's save it
Okay.
for let's save it for another episode, maybe next week. One of these days
All right.
we're gonna squeeze this rant in. Because it's a timeless rant and it yeah. But anyways, that's all I'm gonna say about it. Eventually I'll get this rant and you'll Dave will get to bring us back down after I get everybody riled up. But anyways, so I think that'll do it then, right, for this episode.
Yeah.
I think we've
Okay.
covered all our main things. Let me go through our social medias. Yes.
Yeah.
You can email us. Um, it's guys who still high number five at gmail.com. Email us if you got like a Dear Dave or if you want to ask a question or whatever. You want to say, hey, you want to shout somebody out,
Right.
something like that. Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
you would email us.
You want to do a dedication?
There you go. Otherwise, you can watch the this video. You're either watching it in one of two places. You're watching it on Patreon or you're watching it on YouTube. So we'll go with YouTube first. It is at guys who still high five, all spelled out. And then we'll come back to the Patreon here in a minute. TikTok, we're at guys who still high five, all spelled out. If you want to follow us on Instagram, it's guys who still high and the number five. And if you want to follow us on X, we are at guys still high five. There is no who in that. So it's guys still high five. And then the one we recommend is going over to Patreon. And the reason being is because on Patreon you could be a free member and watch this, listen to this, whatever. But if you subscribe, it's $5 a month and you get extra bonus content.
Extra stuff.
Yeah. Some of those things are like extended Dear Dave segments, extended Conspiracy Corner segments, extended other things. We have Drunk Not Drunk, where Dave, I give him a topic that he has no idea about, and he gives you the history of that. If you've ever seen Drunk History, it's like that, except Dave's not actually drunk. And it's usually something he has no idea what the actual history is. So he kind
Right.
of he makes it up as he goes along, and they're
Yeah.
pretty good. We do that. If we do a segment like in the news, we're talking about some news story or something, and we allude to, oh, we have footage from that, or we have audio from that. Those things are specifically going to be bonus content. Um, we're not putting those in this main episode. Those are extra. And for those that,
Those are bonus.
yeah, we feel like that's the kind of extra stuff that, you know, true fans should get to experience, not just everybody. So you get the main podcast for free. You want the bonus stuff, go there and
Go a little
subscribe.
extra. Yeah, you go extra for us, and we'll go extra for you. That's how it works.
Exactly. So,
You scratch our back, we scratch yours. So,
exactly. So
you know,
that's that. Anyways, the Patreon, guys who still high five, all spelled out. So go to Patreon and do that. It also like, lets us know that like we have actual true fans out there, people that are like into this,
yeah,
and not just random bots listening to our stuff. So um, yeah, it gives us an opportunity to like see who's true and blue, and who we are like doing this for. It gives us an
yeah,
opportunity to interact more with you and all that. So that's pretty much it for this one.
yeah.
All right. Well, Dave, I hope you feel better.
Yeah, thanks.
And we'll be back next week.
Next week, man.
All right. Well, until then, right on.
Left off.